So I thought I'd do a little video on converter swap. This car could use a stall speed converter, but also this is also going to pick up by the difference of what we call rotating weight. And if you notice the size of that converter compared to that converter, which in my opinion usually adds up to about 10 to 20 horsepower when you have something like this full fluid compared to something that's 2 or 3 inches smaller. So that's something that people don't really discuss too often, is the rotating weight. We'll talk about how pulleys make a difference, just the size of a pulley, but yet we won't talk about something that's crucial, that's already heavy. And if you can reduce the weight of something that's spinning on your crankshaft, then it's going to be automatically a power gain. So my son's over here working on the customer's car. It's getting that converter in it, and I just thought I'd take that opportunity to talk about that. I've mentioned it in the past on a few videos, but never actually did a video about that. I think we really should kind of do the math on that one these days and just kind of explain that it's not just whatever you pick up due to the difference in weight as far as horsepower. It's across the whole RPM band of the engine also. That you got to remember, that converter has to start spinning at a slow RPM, and it winds up going to whatever RPM, 5500, which I would take a stab at it and say that's what that engine's probably about good to, with the stock cam and stuff. But you have people that will put a stall speed converter in, and they'll stay with 11x converter, and that's also one of them deals where you have to evaluate what that converter is going in. Is it going in a heavy truck that's towing, or is it going in a performance vehicle, street strip vehicle, strictly track? The weight of the vehicle comes into play, and like I started to say, if you're towing something, that definitely comes into play, which you're really not going to want a lot of stall speed with something that you're towing anyway. So that's when it goes to the bigger diameter of the converter, which when you have a bigger diameter converter, it helps keep the fluid cooler. So there's a lot of variables with that. But as far as performance goes, getting back to what I was saying before I try to cover 15 different things here, the converter from a 13x converter to a 10x is a big horsepower gain, even if the stall speed was the same, just because of the rotating weight factor. That's why, like, if I'm making a converter choice, I'd rather get the smallest diameter converter that I can possibly get for the money. Why get 11x converter if you can get a 9.5x converter for around the same price, as long as the quality is there? That's some of the things I do, and then you'll have people kind of debate you on that, and that's just me. That's just what I try to do. I try to make my money count and try to get the most I can for the money that I'm spending, as far as when it comes to a converter. Especially when you're buying a converter that's maybe on the cheaper side, just try to get all you can out of it for the money. You want something that's dependable, number one. That's a major thing. So you want to make sure you're not putting some converter in there that's just going to blow apart on you. if you're using a power adder, you definitely want anti-ballooning plates, and you want to make sure it has the good stuff to go along with it, the good bearings and all that stuff. So do your homework whenever you put a converter in something. Just don't buy the cheapest thing you see. Think you're saving money, because some converters are on the loose side. It's always best to call the company and ask them, are the converters on the loose side or the tight side? One of the converters I bought actually worked almost like a stock converter, and it was like a 3500 stall. And I called the guy. I said, are these on the tight side? He goes, yes, they are. So I knew what basically I was getting, because it was for a street car, and it didn't really bother me because it was for a stock engine, and it fit pretty well for what we were doing at the time. But anyway, I'm going to cut this short. Have some things to do here. I'll be doing some other videos coming up here shortly. I just had a little bit go my way here with the heads for the 460. I'll be doing a video on that. So keep watching, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you.